Welcome to another episode of For Better or Worse. How you doing, wife? Mm, I'm alright. One of the biggest fears of being in a committed relationship, right, for a man, is that we hear the horror stories beforehand about she stopped having sex with me for whatever reason, right? And some guys rightfully so, because guys talk. We know when people stepping out or ain't stepping out. But in some cases, it's guys doing everything they supposed to do. They go to work every day. They bring their ass straight home, right?
Mhm.
Um, if she tired, they'll do all the housework. They got the kids, give it the kids, got there go melatonin pills. They put them to sleep, got everything done, wash the clothes, fold them. And she come home like walk past them, boom, in the bed. And then he bring it back to the huddle. And this after it goes on for a while, right? Because nobody want to sit here and have that conversation because Joe Blow, like, yeah, man, she jumping off the ceiling fan. Not only she jumping off the ceiling fan, she bring her little girlfriend in on the situation. You got guys living their best life in a sense sexually, right? Then you got other guys and married guys who barely touching their wives, or they touch their wives and she get off me, or she always fall asleep, or go, or like intentionally doing things so at night they could kind of miss each other. Like he'll fall asleep before she fall asleep because she ain't come upstairs. Different things like that. Or he clung up and did everything, cooked the dinner because she always says she's tired and she still go to sleep on him. I know that's a lot to throw on you. But like what I'm trying to ask, like, when is it okay? Maybe this is the wrong question, but my original question was, when is it okay to deny a man sex? And I think the question should be, what happens in relationships with women where they dry out like that and lose interest?
It could be, my opinion, people are comfortable
Hmm.
far as how they're living. They have a house together, or their vehicles together. So they got comfortable far as how much they go half and half on anything. And they fear if they were to leave that person, they won't be able to maintain a lifestyle that they had become accustomed to and comfortable with.
Right.
Um, so they'll stick it out with this person, but not really wanting to stick it out
Hmm.
with that person.
Hmm. That's the same thing like, guys that be in these relationships, right? And they'll step out. And it's not because men have sex with their hand. So it's not because they like in love with somebody else. They love their family. Now you might not understand this because the way you're wired, but I do because I'm a man. I'm not saying it's right, but a guy step out just to have sex and come home, and this is the same guy in some cases that's doing everything he's supposed to do and still getting denied.
Well, you'll have women that do that too.
Right.
You'll have women that will step out with another man. You have women, they use their hand, they also use the rose. So, um,
Pause. Like, but but see, I think it's a little different because for the most part, men are not going to deny a woman sex like fences. Like we could be mad, like, but like we'll still have sex with y'all. But like, if it's the other way around, if y'all mad, it is over.
so
Ain't
basically,
nothing.
so men could never weaponize.
I guess it. I mean, I can't. I'm gonna say for the most part because you do got women out there what they call white livers. You ever heard that term?
No,
That's like a woman that like to have. I ain't hear that in a long time either. But from my understanding, it's a woman that like to have a lot of sex.
isn't that like what they like nympho or something?
Yeah, I mean, but it's not to say because we know
I don't know if
women.
I said that
No,
right.
you said it right. It's nympho, but it's not. It's, it happens, but it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not the same because like for us, like you know how you hungry and you get that feeling and you hungry and you like that's the same thing when we want to have sex, right? And you say, well, tomorrow. So imagine being hungry and got the hunger pains and
And
somebody
you gotta
telling you
wait until the
tomorrow.
next day.
And imagine hearing that every day. right? Or
But you gonna go get yourself something to eat.
but if
Same
but if
same
you-
same
but
token where you gonna whip out your hand.
yeah, but at the same time, you want some honest truth. That you get taught, you be dudes run out of scenarios. The babysitter, the gardener, like all kinds of different stuff like that gets old too. You know what I mean? But that's one way to balance it out because a lot of people don't have the same sex drive. Because a lot of times it can be the sex drive. I know women. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, just in general, like with the hormones and stuff like that, like y'all be feeling all different type of things. And for us, like, yeah, we could it don't matter how they was, we could still have sex. It just we
I, I
just
would
different.
I would say men definitely need it more than what a woman does need it, but it still depends on the person because you might have some women that constantly want it.
Yeah, but that's the anomaly. That's not the majority. So I mean your point stand. So hold on, let me just give you the scoop, right? The behind the scenes, right?
Okay.
You'll have guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh a guy you could be in a relationship with a woman, right? And because we sold like and not everybody, of course, right? But we just like what we like and we want to have sex. A guy put up with a whole bunch of fuckery in a relationship, right? And she'll get away with a whole lot of stuff, and he's scared to have that argument because one thing, a lot of times, he don't want to fuck up sex that night. He ain't trying to cause no argument
And
at 8 o'clock, and they go to bed at 10 o'clock because she's still going to be mad.
and gonna be like, good night, turn over.
And then you got guys, right? After they had that taste of blood and they done stepped out and they done got away with it. And it's not to say that they doing it on a regular basis,
They should be
but
doing it all.
that's beside the point. I agree. But when the opportunity arises because of the relationship, now that's not to say that it's guys in relationships with great women because I don't want to leave that out. With great women and do fuck shit, they exist. They probably in that circle they are probably the majority. So let's say that. But you got guys who will take advantage of opportunities when they come. They're not necessarily looking, but they're not saying no when the opportunity arises because and it's not a spiteful thing, at least to them, but they have needs that's not being met. Like it's a real thing. You probably can't. I mean, you'll have your reasons why you'll say, "Nah, ain't not tonight, Nick." But it's a lot of guys. This is their real life. So I'm trying to ask you for the guys, the husbands out there, the
Mm-hmm.
boyfriend, the long term boyfriends, long term committed relationships. It's guys out there going to bed, waking up in the morning hungry and going to sleep hungry.
Okay.
You don't care. You cold blooded. I can see it in
I'm
your
not,
eyes.
I'm not cold blooded whatsoever. I mean, but like I said in the beginning, you have that scenario where a woman, may not be giving sex. You have another one, as I told you before. We get into an argument, and as you just said, I don't want you to touch me. So you have that. I mean, it's many different reasons as to why a woman may not be saying okay to sex.
Can you call the
And
spade a spade? I
what's
mean,
what do you mean? What's a spade? A spade?
maybe she just not interested, or she cheating herself.
I already said she may not be interested, but just staying with him
Right.
because
Yeah. Cause think about it like this, right? Let's say let's put the shoe on the other foot. Now the woman is stepping out, and she lost interest in the guy. She want to still have some standards and morals with herself because she feel like what she's doing is justified for whatever reason. Because when people do fuck shit, whether it's men or women, we try to justify why it's okay to do something that we know is wrong,
okay.
right? However, now she want to clean it up in the sense too is though she don't want to have sex with them both at the same time. So she might give him like every now and then sex to keep him there, but she like the way she's doing it, she's not having sex with him, then having sex with him. But she's probably if she's having sex with the other guy more, she's spacing it out to his, you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
he's getting the majority. So like all the moods and all that stuff, and she's being away for no reason, or she coming home happy.
Well, that's
All that
why
might be
she outside you, and he doing it better. That's why. But she still don't want to leave you because
the lifestyle. And
exactly.
that's the same thing. So that's the woman side of it. Because guys, they'll love their family, but she just ain't giving them what she want. What she's not having sex with him, but he's stepping up. If I couldn't have sex anymore for whatever reason,
Hmm.
like how long can you stay monogamous?
As long as I can still keep charging my rolls and buying the rolls,
I
like
I, I agree. I'm the same
I
way.
would never ever.
And I think I mean like so in any so like let's say like because stuff can happen because sex is not the end all be all. You know what I mean?
It's not.
Like like if you're willing, if you're able body, I don't see why you're denying your man sex. But if something happened, if for any reason, like I will go to sleep hungry for the rest of my life. Everybody ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? I would. Even if we wasn't married and we was in just a committed relationship, because I'm with you and that's it. I'll I'll look. It's like let me stop. But you know what I mean. But but for some people, because and that's how you gotta look at it, right? That's
Mhm.
another way to look at it because like you're in a situation, you love this person, and you just want them to acquiesce and give you some pussy for real, and you trying to argue with them and explain it this way, say it this way, say it that way. You're like, look, baby, 1 plus 1 is 2, right? You tripped, you're trying to get to the 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. Subtract 2 is 2. You still trying to say the same thing to a different ways to come up with the same result, and she just not hearing it. But one thing I would say is that another way to look at it is like if she couldn't have sex anymore, would you step out on her? You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's the same thing. You still got the hunger feeling for sex, but you're just not able to get it. So like you know what I mean? Like who can they right mind if they're wife, they girl, somebody they what they can't like this the behind their back
But you might have some wives. Let's say if
get a pass.
yeah, if they know that due to health reason, she can't please her husband anymore. You might have a wife like, look, I know you have needs and it's
Would you
okay.
do that?
I don't know. Oh, excuse me.
Look,
No,
I'm only 42 and a half. So you'll just shut it up right now. You
you
wouldn't
good.
like go to the market and get me like here's this one and that one. Which one you want? No,
No, you good.
you selfish.
Absolutely. When it comes to money.
This new generation though, they doing everything.
Well, let me
All
ask you. Let me ask you the same question.
it all depends. Like no, my first answer is no. But if we was in our twenties,
It shouldn't be
if we
no
was all right,
but.
so if I got no, I'm about to tell you,
Mhm.
if we was in our 20s and I'm like, man, there's no way. I would like, look, I love
All
you.
right, but I'm not
I'll let you
asking you the
go. I'm
question
giving
as
it's
if
all,
you were in your 20s.
but
I'm
it is
asking your question. I'm
no,
asking you the
that's why
question
I said
as
no.
you.
Absolutely not. You're gonna dry out. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Ain't nothing wrong with the other parts. I got hands. This other you can get creative. You know what I'm saying? You can get creative. But but I mean, but a lot of people doing that though. Like it's women now. To your point, like you were talking about women with sex drives. Like it's women that's into a lot of different things that you was lucky. A guy would be lucky to come across a woman that'll bring another woman in the bedroom. You know what I mean? Now that's kind of normal.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Oh, you like trying to like talk
No, no, I'm
give
being
me
funny.
hints.
No, I've heard of situations where that went
You
disastrous
was you
in a
just going.
marriage.
I'm about to say because all you're gonna do is hear about it. Continue.
Um, ooh, that just cut like a knife. But scratch that off the list. That ain't happening. Um, but like I think I heard I'm not gonna say any names, but it was a situation where the wife let women come in to the situation, but the wife like women because like a lot of people use that. Some women are use the threesome thing because they like women that
Mhm.
bring the women into the situation, right, with
Mhm.
the boyfriend or husband, right? But they was doing what they was doing. But then the wife wanted another guy.
And the husband was like, "Nah."
No, I think they did. and then like
Keep more feelings.
I don't know what it was a while ago before it was popular. But they not together no more, and I think it probably has something to do with their sex life. But it's other people out here who do just fine, and they look at each other and say, "Hey, like you really just want to have sex with me the rest of your life?" And they separate the sexual part from their relationship.
Mhm.
So like some people can step outside of that. You know what I mean? But I just think like I guess it all depends on your woman. And then one would ask, well, you know how territorial men are, like, do you really love your woman? Or vice versa. You know, because the sex element of you sharing your wife or sharing your husband.
How would you feel about sharing your wife?
Um, I watched it on the porn channel, that's as far as it'll go.
I think that although there's a lot of people out there that do it, I do think it does change the relationship. And I wouldn't necessarily say for the better because it's some type of emotional like thing just to know that your spouse is sleeping with someone else.
If hypothetically, right, if I was the guy in somebody else's relationship, I'm trying to tear the fur off his wife because I want to leave an impression. It don't matter how cool these people think they are in this little group. That guy's gonna go off like, yeah, yo, I had his wife like this. I had his wife like that,
Right.
and then is a he can end up walking off with your lady in a sense because, like you said, the emotional thing. A woman going to develop feelings. Like for instance, right? Like is it say like of a guy that's having sex with a girl, like, look, don't catch no feelings. She gonna catch feelings because she's having sex
That's
with him.
why the guy
That's
have
what I'm
to
saying.
say that.
Yeah, from experience, and
Hmm.
it's just the way we wired and the soul ties and all that. And that's another part, the soul ties. Like you're leaving your DNA in this woman, and she's starting to take on your characteristics and stuff. So now you're just spreading it around, and it's just too much. I think. To answer your question again about sharing, I think it would take a lot. It would take away like the sacredness.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
The sacredness, and
And
it's
that's
like
why I was saying like the relationship couldn't be the same.
right,
Like I don't think that.
right, like because everybody pretending that for that.
Right.
It's like because like in the heat of the moment of sex, after you bust off, everybody get their nut. It's like you now it's like we looking at each other crazy. Now you like and your wife wearing somebody's children. you, like I mean, but there's enough people in the world. I mean, and people like it. It's fun for some people. Um, it's people I'm pretty sure that's been doing it for a long time and they're happy with it, and more power to them. But I don't see the next 50 years as like that becoming the majority of people doing that because I don't know. I think maybe guys are higher status that could really pull it off because people are just staying around people because of the lifestyle and what they got to offer, and it's not really because they love. It's just they love what they could do for them. So, sidebar. Let me put this out there. Men prostate health. A man at least a couple of times a week, is 7 days in a week, at least five. Take care of that man. Take care of that man. A lot of men is not is not gonna cheat, but don't make the dude be out here looking. He looking extra hard. He looking extra for no reason. He just and
walk,
he.
walk
You ever see a
around
hat?
dead.
Yeah, you see the yo. We be feeling like them cats when they be in heat, rubbing all, and you like get out of here. But like when you get older, you start to get a little achy feeling. So like, I mean, I think we all just. I think. Go ahead.
But also, I was just want to say to the men,
Oh, what you got to
let
say?
your woman rest. Understand, every single day, no.
So,
Okay.
go
Man,
ahead.
4 times out of the week, good. Can
Four
she
times or what?
four t- 4 times out of the week, yes.
No.
She ready. Let your wife, girlfriend, fiance,
The doctor prescribed for
let
prostate health once a day.
no.
for
Let her
healthy
rest.
prostate.
Why do you think there's so many videos showing women like faking a headache or hurrying up and going
And
to
that's the
sleep before the man
problem.
come up?
And
We
that's why
no,
men
like we
had
need
more
to
than one wife back in
rest.
the day.
We need to rest.
Listen, listen.
I'm trying to tell you.
You got hands, you got a
The
mouth,
average,
you got a
I
lot of
I
different
want to
things. You don't
say, I'm not even gonna say the average because I'm about to. I don't even know the facts,
go
but
ahead. No, don't try to
I'm
clean it
pretty
up.
sure it's a good amount of women that is like, okay, 4 days out of the week, yeah, he can get it,
A
but
woman that got respect. Don't take this the wrong way now. Woo! It almost
what?
rolled out.
Come
It
on,
almost rolled out. A
come
woman that
on.
got sense and really care about her man needs, right? Because she has the monopoly on the box. This is the only show in town. And that man, because every man is different though. And that man needs to drain the weasel once a day. She needs to make that happen. Now, do she have to have sex with him every night? No. Maybe she could lick him his ear while he do something else, whatever, like something, but help that man out.
But
Get
I get
so
what you're saying.
so
And
like
yes, a
so that's
woman
his
should
needs.
definitely
That's like a
help her
necessity,
man out,
like
take care of
water
her
and
man.
air
I
and
get
food.
that. But just how you said a woman should help her man out, take care of her man, this and that. A man can be like, you know what? I know my babe might be tired. Let me
Yeah, he
just
could
let
be
her go
nice.
ahead and go
Yeah,
to sleep.
yeah,
So
that's
that's what
cool.
I'm saying.
That's
That's what I'm
but
saying. Just like how you said what you said, I said what I said.
but
Don't
I
be trying to
agree.
come for what I said.
I agree with you because that's how it really works in real life. Because you're going to be tired. You can't just be selfish and think about yourself. And I just need the nut.
All
That's
right.
not fair. But at the same time, you gotta say it like that. Because if you give a woman a
No, 'cause
yard,
you
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 give
about
them
to
an
go
inch there,
say it
take a yard.
again.
No,
You
you
about
gotta
to
say
go say
you
it
gotta say
again.
7 days just to get 4.
You about to
If you say 4, nigga getting 1. And he gonna be in the huddle like this. Yo, what to do, yo? So yo, want you to get the flower? Nigga getting flowers. He nigga picking the kids up, drop them off. He supposed to be at work when the kids at school, but somehow he took them to school. He did everything, and sometimes I'm gonna say this right in closing, right? Um, my closing remarks on this is a lot of men are not going to cheat, but men will. Um, Men, we like women. We like shapes. We like this. We don't even care. Your face busted up half the time. Dudes is looking right at ass and titties. That's just the way we're wired. We're physical beings. We can't help it. The same way you hit a light switch, the bulb, that's the way it is. That's who we are. However, we sit all that primitive stuff to the side for love and commitment because we know how to separate these things. We gotta balance this. Some guys are not as good, not too much. But for the most part, we balance these things. We lean on you for that. Especially when we're married to you, we committed to you. We said I do. And even before that, to get to that point, we invested in this one-stop shop. And that's you. And it's not just because of that. Because when you think about it, sex is 0.0000000.1 of the relationship. Right? It's not the whole thing. However, do not don't do not deny that man. Look, you don't deny me.
Man,
I'm telling you.
You preaching so hard, right?
Yeah, because
That is
it's
like
so much
going-
stuff. Because you don't know what's going
Your
on.
body right now.
You don't
and
know
your
what's going
toes
on.
are gripping the
I got
ass of
don't
your
let them know I got
flip-flops
slippers on.
like claws.
No, you need to relax. Like, yo, this is real. It's real out here. Like, yo, like you gotta hear the horror stories of niggas cooking and cleaning. And nigga cleaned the carpet. He cleaned the carpet. By the time she got home, it was dry. He folded the clothes. He lit candles. Gave the kids some motherfucking sleeping medicine. We got a shower, ate the nigga food, went to sleep.
And what was she doing?
She went to sleep on the nigga. He tried to get some. He tried to get some in the bed while she laying there. She tried to get. Hold on. He tried to get some in the bed.
She was tired.
Nah. No.
Let her be.
No. The nigga, she was tired the day before. That's why he did everything. And nigga, see, with all the stuff she doing, she folding clothes. Oh, all right, I got that. I'm gonna do that. Oh, she cooking. Oh, on Thursday she makes spaghetti. Oh, I got that. Nigga watching everything. Oh, I'll take care of it, baby. And when you hear that, you already know what that means. We're working up to the thing. So hold on. So all right. So what do we got to do? How does the day start? Right. And that's my last question because I know I said in closing. But how do we got to kick the day off to guarantee some pussy that night? How did we start the day? Because I heard that it starts in the morning. These are for these fucking Rubik's Cube escape room women that want to play games with the pussy. Talking about it starts in the morning
Where did you hear that from?
on the internet, like everything
Oh.
on the internet. They say like, all right, I'm gonna give you an example. So they like it starts in the morning and like a good morning text, and then the nigga gotta send flowers, and while she at work, he gotta get the oil change in the car. He gotta steal her keys, get the oil change and shit, clean the inside, get the detail. So when she get off work, what's the name? It's done. And then he gotta write poetry in the middle of all this and send all these text messages. It's just all this stuff that's crazy. And then he better not make the first move.
No, I wouldn't say that a guy has to do
I'm getting
that
excited. I'm
stuff,
sorry.
but
This
it
is deep,
is
baby.
it is nice and kind of set the mood more like, oh wow, he did all that, let me take care of him.
Mm-hmm.
But do a man have to do that? No.
Because sometimes we tired too. We don't feel like the whole foreplay.
Yeah, but y'all
Sometimes.
be tired a lot.
Just for the record, she's an escape room, Rubik's Cube, solve the riddle. But give it time, guys. You'll wear him down. Trust me. But I get your point. What you got to say in closing? Because I'm just rambling at this point.
Honestly, I really can't think of anything to say in closing. Um, I
What
think
you?
I think we both touched on the fact that both men and women, can withhold sex from relationships and the different reasons why.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that will lead me to maybe saying in closing that when it does come to that, as I always say, talk to your spouse, seek counseling.
I agree. You know, a lot like I was playing about it earlier, but that's why a lot of guys don't say nothing because they get an argument, and then they. So if you say something about it and cause an argument, now she got the right to deny you sex because bam. So I'm not a woman, and I just know just from all the women in my life, all the females. There's a bunch of women. You know what I mean? And you hear some of the stories, and some of the guys that step out, it'd be like I'll say like, well, it's kind of like you can't deprive a man for so long for whatever your emotional reasons. Why? But at some point, a man a break, and then like and then he's probably not as crafty as a woman, and you get caught, and now it's over, and you like, well, I don't understand why. But then when you start to really look at it, like you can't deny a man what he needs.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to make it all about that. And like we said, it's not an everyday thing. You be tired too, and that's fair. You know what I mean? In the real world, ain't nobody having sex every night. Never. You know what I'm saying? But you can't dangle that over his head. It can't be something on his birthday. And I know I'm rambling again, baby. And I'm gonna say this though, like we gotta do to keep women in the mood, keep them interested, because the same way we're wired a certain type of way. I think this got left out the conversation. Y'all wired a certain type of way, and you got to give each other grace that it's not always going to be poetry, or it's not going to always be flowers. But at the same time, we still need to do stuff like that to keep the fire going.